All right, it took a while to load there for a second, but looks like we are finally loaded into Hockenheim, Germany for the Hockenheim Grand Prix here in the Breakout Racing League Season 4. This is round 11. I'm Daniel Stevens alongside Jonathan Webster. And John, I don't know about you, but I think we're going to see even better of a race than we did a week ago. If you thought the Silverstone's a track you can get overtaking done, Germany is all the more so. So I'm really excited for this one here tonight. And what do you think we should tell our viewers here before we even get this qualifying session started?
I think they should sit down in their seats and watch this race because this race is going to be insane. There are so many drivers in here tonight. There are 18 drivers. We almost have a full grid. It's been a very good turnout for tonight, and all of these drivers are very quick. I mean, I see the times being within a second. You know, all of them. So, yeah, it should be an interesting race tonight. Like Danny, you said, a lot of overtaking opportunities, but, you know, I'm really excited.
Well, something that I have noticed is very similarly to early in the season, the McLarens are the first two cars out on track for qualifying, and they also scored 0 points early in the season, so let's hope that doesn't show anything about. But other than that, we got a lot of drivers coming in with a lot on the line, especially after last weekend at the top of the driver's standings. BRL Jared had a very surprising and very good victory last time out. I'm not too sure if it was handed back to Dralix just yet, because apparently there were some penalties that got removed. But as of now, I believe that Jared was the winner. That was super, super important for his push for the championship right now. Moves him to 16 points behind New Zealand Ryan coming into today's race. And Chandler Seda, after a very disappointing run there with getting contact a few laps down the grid, he was now 34 points behind New Zealand coming into this race, so he actually stands to see if he can come back on that tonight. Hot as anybody else could be coming into that race last weekend, so let's see if he can get back on track here tonight, get back up to the front as we normally see him do. And other than that, we really just got to focus on those top three right now. So New Zealand Ryan, BRL Jared, and Chandler Seda. Throw Dralix in Latu. He's only 5 points off of Chandler as we speak, so drivers definitely pay attention to them, see how the order totals out here by the end of the race, and we might have a new championship way that things can.
Yeah, for sure, Danny. I mean, these drivers, like I said earlier, you know, they're so close, and especially in these standings, you know. I mean, there are how many people fighting for the championship right now that are very, very close and up there. It's good to see a couple of drivers returning actually this week as they meet, so that might shake up a few things. I think ESR Dralix did not race last week, or maybe he did.
He was the one who won the race across the line on track.
Oh, yes, you are right, Danny. You are right.
Well, while you were talking right there, just got to throw this in real quick. This is a track, once again, where there's a lot of straightaway speed that really contributes to the lap time, and the McLarens have really shown that already. They're giving each other some slipstream there as BRL Sparky allowed Boss Cookie to suck up behind him on his lap, and that'll put Boss Cookie up top early at a 1:12.4. B-Dunk runs a 1:12.6, so hey, that slipstream is already starting to work out for Boss Cookie here.
Yeah, and it looks like Sparky is now on a flying lap, and maybe Boss returns the favor here. He looks like he's pretty slow through here. He might be holding up this Alfa Romeo.
Well, that didn't last long. Across the line goes Chandler Seda. I hate to interrupt you there, but 1:12.1 early for Chandler Seda. Very solid lap time early in the session. 3/10 up on Boss Cookie, and I don't believe he even got any slipstream on that lap because ERS Ham Newton is still in the pit lane, so it's a very strong lap from Chandler early as we expected. Taylor Clan there in fourth right now at a 1:13.1, and many of you viewers have probably noticed already that they all appear to be on those white wall hard compound tires. Tire deck is very high here at Hockenheim. Expect a lot of hard to medium hard strategies here tonight. Don't expect many runners on the softs.
And BRL Sparky, he was on a flying lap. He got a great run on the straightaway from his teammate Boss Cookie, but he lost it in the right-hander in Sector 2, so now he is backed off in the lap. Who else is out there, Danny?
We got Dralix out there right now, coming through Sector 3 at the moment. Once again, he won the race on track last week, even though penalties knocked him down the order. Once again, he definitely may have been handed those points back, but either way, and it looks like he is actually backed out of his lap time here due to uninvalidation. He might hit this time. It looks like he's going to go again. Yes, he is. Here comes Alan Hugo. And Alan Hugo, interestingly enough, is on those red wall soft compound tires. Don't expect many runners on that here tonight, but we already have one. There's a racing point there of a racing point that is not Scar, that is Andre Miri. So not too sure what happened to him right there. Probably just lost it getting out onto the drag strip right there to enter sector 3. It's a bit of an odd corner. You kind of have to let off the gas as the radius opens up to that straightaway, but looks like he'll be able to continue in the session.
And Alan Hugo goes into the pits after, I think he made a mistake in going.
Yeah, that might have been a dummy lap actually.
Yeah, I think it was actually. So maybe some strategy played here by Alan Hugo to throw a couple drivers off. I mean, as you were talking, Danny, Hooplicious in the Alfa Romeo actually goes second with a 1:12.3. So he's closing in on Chandler Stata's brilliant time on the hards of the 1:12.1. Chandler's actually going for another run, it looks like. Right. Oh, no, he's backed off. My bad.
So something that's very interesting to me about Hooplicious is very often this season we've seen him run up there at the front in qualifying, but once the race starts he kind of tends to fall back a bit. So maybe that qualifying pace is good, but his race pace needs to improve if he wants to challenge any further. Boss Cookie, the 1:12.0. Wow, what a lap time for Boss Cookie there to go a 10th faster than Chandler. Not sure if he was given some more slipstream from his teammate Sparky, but we'll get an word on that in a minute, I believe. But we'll see Deer Hunter now coming through the third sector. Deer Hunter not the most loud driver this season when it comes to running up at the front, but he's a solid driver nonetheless. Here he is coming out of the final corner right now, opening that DRS, and across the line he goes. There's 6th place for Deer Hunter. So yeah, very solid lap for Deer Hunter right there.
Danny, I just want you to look at the top of the timesheets right now.
Oh, I know. I said it.
Are you seeing this, Danny? Are you seeing this?
Oh, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it.
Oh, wow.
Don't pay too much attention to it.
That is what that guy needs.
Just don't pay too much attention to it. As we now see his teammate, VRL Sparky, coming through sector 3. Let's see if he can get up the grid as well here. The McLarens really need to get their season on track, as they always seem to need to, but here they are coming now through sector 3 on board VRL Sparky. Bit of lag there. Apologize to the viewers for that. Doesn't mean he's lagging, means that I'm lagging. So sorry about that. Here he is coming across the line though. DRS open for VRL Sparky. Up to 4th place for Sparky. Wow.
These McLarens are falling out right now. I mean,
and as we say, that New Zealand Ryan goes to the top of the 1:11.9, so the first driver to enter down into the 1:11. So very good lap time for him. Very good chance that he was given some slipstream from BRL Jared, so we'll see if Jared goes on a lap now. Actually, no, it doesn't. He did a 1:13.1, did Jared, so he definitely wasn't pushing on that one for sure. Good few drivers still haven't set a lap time, though. We got Casper to Scartrix, Alan Hugo, Warden, and Meanfern. And Warden, you need to set a lap time here, man. If I were him, I'd be sick of starting in last all the time.
For sure. I mean, Warden has gone from, back in every single race, I think. I mean, he's always started.
There's a race at Renault off the track there, hitting all the... What was that? Was that BRL Jared? Yes, it was. BRL Jared was in the grass there, going through Parabolica down the side straight. I'm not too sure what was going on. He was hitting a bunch of signs, though, there. Not a big fan of Rolex, I guess, but... not sure what's going on with Jared. He's lagging a good
maybe
bit
he's
as well.
Maybe he's a Richard Miller fan. But as going back to what I was saying, I mean, Warden has started down in the field for most of these races, and his racecraft is brilliant. I mean, he comes to the field pretty much every race. Danny loves to pick him as the driver of the day, or Daniel, I'm sorry. Daniel loves to pick
Mike Stalo was off the session. Sorry to interrupt you there. Something happened to Max. He was up in 6th, too. That's not good for him.
Yeah. Hopefully he can get back in. Right now, Alan Hugo is starting a lap here soon. It looks like he went out and tried to put in a lap and it got invalidated, but as he goes down to the first
I believe the same happened to Warden as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, so Alan Hugo and Warden and the Mercedes and the Ferrari there. Right now it's on the bottom of the grid, but that will change here shortly. Run on board Warden here as we come through the Parabolica straight. It's good to run a low downforce setup here at Hockenheim. Here he is hard on the brakes into the hairpin.
Fourth, but very good time on him. He was,
so there we go. We see our Williams up at the front as per usual. 3rd and 4th for Chandler Stata and Ham Newtons. So we'll see if that stays or if they can both improve and get further up the grid from where they already are. About to enter sector 3. Into the stadium section comes Warden. Very fast through there. It has to be easy to not run wide. Car goes off the track there to get him the room that he needs to complete this lap time. Here he is coming through the last couple corners now is Warden. He needs a time that'll get him up the grid here. He's sick of starting down in the back. Out of the final comes Corbs Warden. Open is the DRS and across the line he goes. and it looks like he invalidated it. Very unfortunate for Warden, and he just runs wide again for turn one, another invalidation. But either way, Alan Hugo is now coming out of the final corner. Let's see if he invalidated his. Across the line he comes, and up to 16th. That was a very safe lap from Alan Hugo then. He's definitely a faster driver than 16th place, so we'll see if that's actually where he's going to finish. I doubt it, but it's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, as you were talking about Warden. No, I'm here. I'm sorry. I was actually texting. My bad. I mean, as you were talking about Warden, I'm sorry, lost my train of thought there. As you were talking about Warden, B-Dunk actually put in the time, and he slots right in behind his teammate Hooplicious up to 6th. Though those two alphas look pretty racy this weekend. I mean, they have shown good pace throughout the year, like you were saying. Hooplicious is a good driver, but you know, to see both of them up there and competing maybe for this win, you know, that's very good for that team. So
what I'll be interested to see here is who purposely does not run another lap time to start on the white walls here. Or looks like Jared has retired. What happened to Jared?
What happened to Jared?
I think Jared might have just crashed. Something definitely happened to Jared. I would not have retired there for Not sure what happened there for him. Very unfortunate. He was our winner last time out.
I am currently looking in Sector 3, and it does look like he has wrecked right in Sector 3.
Well, I was just about to say, we'll see who is going to just stay and settle for the time that they've already run on the hards just to get that slower tire out of the way first in the race. But it looks like Jared has no other choice now due to the fact that he's retired this early in the session.
Danny, it almost looks like, you know, that fast right-hander going into Sector 3? It looks like he straight-lined it.
Oh.
Maybe his brakes failed.
That's a bit strange.
You know,
yeah, that probably just, I don't even know. Well, I guess we'll get some intel on that. If he finishes on the podium here tonight, we'll definitely ask him the question about what happened in qualifying. But that's if he even makes it on the podium. It's going to be a lot harder now, starting down from at least 14th. He could definitely move further back if me and Fern, Alan Hugo, or any of those guys improve. And speaking of guys who need to improve, I said his name enough, but I'll say it again. Warden, man, you're right. You're 18th right now, buddy. You got to get a lap time here set. He's going out on the hards again here, so it looks like he is going to settle for the hards to start with, if that is what his lap time is going to be set as. Caspid also has not set a lap time. Looks like he's on one right now, though. No, never mind. Looks like he's just on an outlap right here, possibly in another invalidation. And once again, we've said it quite a few times indirectly. Invalidations are going to be a serious issue here tonight, John. It is so easy to track extend on a lot of these corners. We might see a lot of penalties here in the race tonight.
I mean, especially turn 1. I mean, I love this game. You know, I play it all the time. Not all the time, but when I come to Germany, I am so scared about turn 1 because I don't know if I'm gonna run wide and lose the back end, or if I'm gonna cut it and get into validation. So these drivers really have to be careful through that turn 1. And there are some other turns that, you know, the fast right-hander into Sector 3, that is also a hot spot for invalidations. But right now I'm following Chandler Sato, who's in 3rd. It looks like he is on a lap.
Oh, it looks like Warden has just dummied, by the way. He just pitted on his outlap on the hards, so interesting for him. And it looks like Boss Cookie is starting the lap now, so here he is across the line to start his time. He is on the medium compound tires, as expected. Let's hope he didn't invalidate right there. Definitely got a good bit of curve on the right side. There's his teammate of Sparky, looking to get him that draft down the straightaway here once again. Looks like a good, clean corner for Boss Cookie, and here he is, tucked in the slipstream of his teammate. Looks like Sparky maybe didn't have the best run. Oh, never mind. It was a bit of a weird graphical thing right there. Looked like he didn't have a good shot down onto the straightaway, but either way, Boss Cookie has gotten through that very well. And what are you trying to tell me, John?
Danny, sorry to interrupt you, but Chandler Sadak just goes to the top. Oh, there's
Chandler!
He just goes to the top.
What a Chandler. That's a huge improvement. Yeah, oh, and Hooplicious now second. Oh, yeah, but it's 5/10 off, though. Not the best time for Hooplicious if he wanted to go for pole there. So Chandler, an excellent time. Let's see what Boss Cookie can do here, though. He's very close to the line right now. Here he is coming through the stadium. Oh, he runs a good car width off the apex there, entering Sector 3. Not a good way. if you want to improve on your lap time. Here he is now coming through these last few corners. Loses the back end there in the penultimate. Here he is coming up to the final, sliding all over the place as Boss Cookie. This is not going to be good enough for pole, and you see he is backing out of it. And I think that's his session over. So it looks like it is not going to be the lap that Boss Cookie needed to improve. Very unfortunate for Boss Cookie. But his teammate Sparky is now able to resume on his lap after paying his end of the deal of giving the slipstream. So we'll see where Sparky can improve to. Maybe he can even beat out his teammate now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was watching Chandler on his lap, and he was going purple and purple. I was trying to interrupt you, but, you know, you keep running your mouth about Warden. But, no, B-Dunk is on a lap right now going through Sector 2. Actually goes purple Sector 2. Here he goes. Down into Sector 3.
Yeah, I'm looking
nice
at him right
smooth.
now is B-Dunk. Here he is coming through the third sector. I was going to say, he was only 1/10 off of Chandler's hit in time trial at this racetrack, so he might pull off an upset here and go at the top of the time charts. Out of the final corner, he comes. B-Dunk, what do you got? DRS open across the line. It is second for B-Dunk. 3/10 off of Chandler, so not the end of the lap that he needed to go for pole position. But either way, second is very strong. It's just a matter of if he can hold on to it. A lot of drivers are pushing here for the last minute and 30 seconds in the session.
I don't really think that's possible for B-Dunk to hold on. I mean, we have these quick drivers, like the best drivers in this league. New Zealand Ryan has yet to come out. He's now on an outlap. I mean, Boss Cookie's coming around as well.
Yeah, it looks like Boss Cookie was able to get another one started here after he messed up that first lap. Didn't think he had a chance. Third place for Sparky. Wow. Wow. Excellent lap time there for Sparky.
And VSR Hydraulics.
Probably not going to be good enough to stay in third, but still, that's an excellent lap time for his standards.
I mean, we haven't seen laps from ERS Ham Newton, VSR Hydraulics, Alan Hugo yet. We haven't seen a lap out of New Zealand Ryan, so these drivers could shock Chandler Seda and get that lap taken off the board. But I'm watching ERS Ham Newton as he comes through the final couple of corners.
Oh, look at Sparky. Oh, geez, Sparky just really messed with VSR Hydraulics there.
Opens the DRS.
Sparky ran way off the track.
Ham Newton goes second with a 1:11.5.
Wow.
Very good time, right behind his teammate. Hope maybe he can improve. I'm not sure.
Thank you for following that shot. I was looking at VSR. Oh, Warden up to second place. Excellent lap time for Warden.
There we go. There we go.
Looks like it isn't going to be 18th on the grid for Warden after all. But anyways, I was looking down at Hydraulics, who was on a very good lap time. It looked like Sparky rejoined the track rather dangerously in front of him on his lap time. Let's see if it put Hydraulics off enough, though. Across the line he comes, and it is now third place for Hydraulics. Looks like he wasn't messed up enough by the Sparky rejoin. Wow.
And right now I'm on board with New Zealand Ryan, and he is getting a massive tow from Warden. It looks like these two are working together right now. So I think my bet is New Zealand Ryan crosses the line on pole. On pole.
All right, well, we'll follow along board now with him.
Went quicker.
Here is New Zealand Ryan hard on the brakes. I just saw that. Yes, he did. Boss Cookie up into fourth place, but let's see if he can be put down by New Zealand Ryan. Here he is coming into the third sector as Ryan. A good clean few corners now. Cuts the track a little bit there. Let's hope that wasn't an invalidation. If not, that was a very masterful run through there. Here he is now coming through the stadium section, coming up to the final corner now. Looks like another clean few corners for New Zealand Ryan. It's not all about looking fast, it's all about looking smooth. Here he is out of the final corner. DRS open for the final time.
Oh, he's got it.
For New Zealand Ryan, and across the line he goes. It is second place, marginally in second place. Wow. Very strong effort there from New Zealand Ryan, but not good enough to dethrone Chandler Seda. It looks like Chandler will be your pole sitter here for the Hockenheim Grand Prix in Germany, round 11 in Breakout Racing League. Wow, good lap for Chandler.
What a qualifying session. I mean, that was so unbelievably exciting, Danny. I think that was the best qualifying session of the year. I mean, these drivers really were on the ragged edge out here today. I mean, New Zealand Ryan.
Isn't it so much better when drivers like Warden don't screw up?
You know, it's like a feel-good story. It's like a firefighter like rescuing like a little girl standing on top of a skyscraper. You know, it's just a feel-good story.
Sure
you know.
Thing, John.
But I just want to point out that one of our best drivers in Alan Hugo is starting dead last and 18th on the grid. So
wow.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
not
know.
sure what happened with Allen there, but either way, that is your qualifying session here tonight. Chandler Seda is your pole sitter at a 111.342. And a blink of your eye isn't even going to bring you to the guy in second place. It's less than a blink of your eye. New Zealand Ryan there in second, only .026 seconds off of Chandler. And rounding out the top three makes it Warden in his Ferrari. So wow, what a session right there, folks. And if you think that was exciting, just get ready for this lap one, man.
Oh man, I mean, last race we really were in for a treat. I mean, that lap one, going down to the first corner, the two Williams and the Renault of New Zealand Ryan made contact, and actually,
Yeah, and to add to that, John, this is a very similar turn one. It's not a real braking zone. It's kind of just a bear to the right, just like Silverstone, so we could definitely see some calamity once again. But it is now that time where we talk about our ones to watch and our picks to win the race. John, who do you got?
Oh man, all right, tonight I'm gonna take Warden to win this race. I have to take him from Danny.
Ooh.
I have to take him. I gotta take him. Because Danny believes in him, and after showing the pace he showed in this qualifying session, I think Warden has the pace to win this race. My one to watch tonight though. He's starting dead last. Actually, no, he's starting 16th. BRL Jared. Okay, BRL Jared did not have the qualifying session he wanted. And I think he will come through the field. Very quick driver. Is he in the points lead by chance, Danny?
Who?
BRL Jared.
No, he is only 16 points back off his teammate New Zealand Ryan.
Okay, so he is in second place in the standings. He's starting 16th. So I think BRL Jared is going to come through the field tonight, and he's my one to watch.
All right, as for me here, once again, this is going to be a bit of a boring pick here, but Chandler Seda, and here's why. Austria is a very similar racetrack in that there's a lot of straightaways with a lot of DRS opportunities, and this is one of those tracks where it's very hard to manage a lead when you have it. Chandler proved at Austria that he has that ability to manage the lead even when the drivers behind have all that slipstream and DRS, so if he can put the skills forward that he had back in Austria here tonight, I definitely think he can get this thing done. As for my one to watch, got to be Alan Hugo. He's going to be trying that last to first challenge. Let's see what he can do from down there in 18th on the grid. Still will be very exciting to watch he and Jared working their way up the grid here. Very good pick for Jared as well by you, John. And also, your one to win the race, Warden. Once again, I've said it a good few times, he is very strong on these tracks that have the low downforce, where you really just need to get the power down. And he won it at Baku. He's done very well at similar tracks here this season, so let's see if he can do it again here tonight. But for me, it's got to be Chandler Seda who wins this thing. Alan Hugo, pay attention to.
Dude, that's lame. That's really lame out of Danny. I expect more. No, but Chandler Shader is a great driver. I'm really excited for this race. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm getting nervous trying to commentate this thing. I mean, anything can happen here. We've seen it. We've seen it in real life, and we've seen it in previous races here. So,
And
Danny,
also,
I guess
something that we
take it
should
away.
add real quick before I take this thing away, look at your drivers in 5th and 8th. Let's see if they're still in 5th and 8th coming out of turn 1. All right.
And Boss Cookie goes into the lead.
All right. Last drivers are lining up on the grid here, and we are ready to get this thing started any moment now. We have the lights now coming on ahead of the drivers. It is now 5 lights. And it is time to bring the action from Hockenheim. It's a jump start there for Taylor Clan. Excellent start for Chandler Sada up at the front. Looks like he is going to hold the race lead coming through the first corner. New Zealand Ryan settles there in second, Warden in third. They're slipstreaming it up down to turn 2. Caution in the back of the grid. Not too sure what's going on there. Looks like New Zealand Ryan taking a look to the inside here of Chandler Sada. Will turn to the inside back for Chandler through there. Looks like New Zealand Ryan was able to cross it back, though. He's going to have another run down the Parabolica straight, side by side for the lead as they approach the hairpin. On board New Zealand Ryan here. Let's see if he can get the move done. To the left he goes, and it looks like he's going to have the outside here to the hairpin. Let's see if he gets a better traction on exit, and yes, he does. It is a nose now for the lead for New Zealand Ryan, and he is clear of Chandler Sada. Excellent few corners for New Zealand Ryan, promoting him up to the point now, and Warden is looking all over Chandler Sada now, coming to the Mercedes corner. Here they are coming through that corner indeed, and it looks like Warden is still pressurizing Chandler as they approach sector 3. Not the greatest start for Chandler at all there. He maybe had the initial getaway, but it looks like he was not able to manage those first sectors very well, John.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching back in the field. I was watching Boss Cookie to see what kind of start he got. It actually looked like he hit he hit someone in the back, and it looked like he hit Drolix, but his front wing is fine. The McLarens did have a quick battle. Everything seems pretty clean so far. Alan Hugo did not get a good start. I think he was kind of laying back. Yeah, but it was a pretty clean start. I didn't see any damage or anything like that. So now it's starting to become a DRS train here in a couple laps. So.
Absolutely. Well, here comes Warden on Chandler Seda, by the way. Had a very straight exit now coming onto the Parabolica straight. Here he is. No DRS once again available to these drivers. That happens on lap 3. But once again, Warden looking for Chandler here. To the right side he goes. Side by side.
You gotta send it,
approach the hairpin. Looks like he's not going to be able to stick it up the inside, though. And this is going to set up a very good exit for Drelix. But it looks like he was not close enough to get alongside Warden coming out of that hairpin. So Warden, maybe not the best execution there. I think if he had braked a little bit harder, he definitely could have gotten alongside and past the Williams of Chandler.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm looking at someone that's already up from 16th. VRL Jared, my one to watch, is already up at 11th. Actually, it looks like Deer Hunter is really struggling now. I'm not sure if he has any damage. It doesn't look like it, but he is struggling. Back in the field, though, it's not much. And Mead Birch trying to go around the outside. The left-hander on Andre Muri doesn't work out, gets kind of forced off a little bit there, but very bold, courageous move out of him. Usually you don't see any overtakes through there, but didn't work out for him.
Something we've managed to miss. Max Stalo is down out of the race. Not too sure what happened with him on lap 1, but he is out already after the first lap. Very unfortunate for Max. He's been a very solid midfield runner so far this season since his debut in Monaco. Not the best night here, obviously, for him. See if he can get his head down next week and try to come back from that. But either way, New Zealand Ryan is your clear leader at the moment. He has already broken the DRS from Chandler, 1.4 seconds up. So right now, this is New Zealand's race to manage. And let's see if he can hold on to it here, because there's a lot of drivers back there with DRS that if they train up, they could definitely run him down in almost a plate racing drafting kind of style. Let's see if they can get him.
Yeah, I mean, me and Danny, we've been playing a lot of NASCAR, and we love those restrictor plate tracks. And this is almost, you can compare that, with that big, long straightaway in this DRS. You can really get over 320 in these 320 kph in these cars, so over 200 miles an hour. So, I mean, this is forming into a DRS train right now, but hopefully some people can get these overtakes done. Or actually, Danny, we didn't mention it, but the weather kind of looks a little bit ominous.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a good chance it could rain. Oh, Warden runs a bit wide there, loses the back end. Looks like he had a good shot at coming up to the DRS straight. Could have been able to get around Chandler, but he messed up turn 1 there. He's going to have to settle back in here and get back up to the back end of that Williams. But yeah, as we were saying, it is very overcast at the moment. Could just be a very cloudy day, or it could also mean that rain is on the way. So we'll see what happens
let me
as this race continues. Back, we have side-by-side action between Boss Cookie and Ham Newton. Looks like Ham Newton will set himself to the inside. Ham Newton in 5th place. Boss Cookie's going to switch back, though. But he does not get the exit that he needs. Good racing here, though, between the McLaren of Boss Cookie and the Williams of Ham Newton. Very good to see Boss Cookie shuffling it up here, up at the front here. We don't see this very often.
Yeah, for sure. We haven't seen this in a while, Danny. I mean, just to follow up here.
Behind them looks like BRL Sparky and B-Dunk were side by side coming into the 3rd sector. Promote BRL Sparky up into 7th place. Good battle there between he and B-Dunk. That was a very odd place to make an overtake, but he got it done.
Yeah, New Zealand Ryan is almost out to a 2-second lead, a 2-second gap over Chandler. I don't know if Chandler's saving his tires or what, but he doesn't look very quick, and Warden is actually closing on him. And
yeah,
VSR
I think it's only a moment of time before Warden gets him, man.
Yeah, Warden really looks quick tonight, Like I said in the beginning.
Going for those late apexes too, which I really like. Hate to interrupt you there, but it looks like he is setting himself up for a good run here at Chandler. DRS is open for Warden. Here he's closing in on Chandler. Chandler's looking to the left side to defend here. Going to the right is Warden, and it looks like he will have him pretty easily here going into the hairpin. They are still side by side. Let's see if Chandler can cross him. But no, it is the better exit for Warden there. Very good run by him down the straightaway. And let's see if VSR Drellis can capitalize now on Chandler getting flustered a little bit right here. Very odd to see Chandler losing this many spots early.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's up with Chandler. Maybe he's, what's it called? He's experiencing His tires are probably falling off, maybe a little bit. Oh, no.
Oh, yellow
no,
flag, sector 3.
No,
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. And that is Boss Cookie out of your Grand Prix here tonight. That was a rough crash there. Looked like B-Dunk made contact with him. I think that was B-Dunk's entire front wing gone. Safety car is out. So our drivers will have a moment here to take a breath, maybe put some tires on if they need it, and that will end Boss Cookie's night as soon as it started almost. And it was B-Dunk who made that contact. Not too sure. I believe Cookie just lost it in front of B-Dunk. B-Dunk had nowhere to go, and that is his front wing broken. So we do see his Alpha coming into the pits right now to repair that damage. Put on some hards here, I believe, but man, that is awful for the McLaren fans.
Yeah, I mean, I have no worries.
Is it a virtual safety car or a full safety car?
It is a virtual safety car, Danny.
It is a virtual. Okay, our name tags are covering that right there, so I can't read it.
Oh, Danny, you got to move that to the right. Oh,
yeah,
man,
you
this
bet.
is
Well,
actually
it is back in the air.
flag.
That is the end. Oh, B-Dunk, no. B-Dunk gets a penalty for speeding under the safety car. It's going to be a drive-through for him this time around. Very unfortunate for B-Dunk after getting involved in a crash. He's going to be livid with that. But either way, back up to the front. There is a battle now for third place once again. BSR Dralix is only 3/10 off of Chandler Seda here already on the restart. Looks like it was a very good restart for him. And do I see raindrops? No, I think my eyes playing tricks on me. It is still dry. It is still dry here. But we could see rain very shortly once again. If we do see rain, then B-Dunk's going to be kicking himself for pitting right there.
For sure. I mean, he did lose some of that wing with the contact with
very true. Very true.
Yeah, I mean, BSR Trolix is all over the back of Chandler Seda. It's only a matter of time, like you said earlier, when Drolix gets Chandler. Chandler must be saving his tires or doing something differently because it does not seem like
I
he
was
has
going to
the
say
pace.
his tires are very overheated there on laps 2 and 3, but either way, it looks like Chandler is under pressure here once again. This time for BSR Drolix. Looks to the right side. BSR Drolix hard on the brakes he goes.
Oh, and he sends it.
Might be contact with Warden. Gets very close to Warden, but clears him. And there he is, past Chandler Seda, up into third place is Dralix. Very excellent textbook overtake there. ERS Cam Newton now getting close to his teammate as well. This is not the Chandler we know.
Yeah, I mean, Danny, another story is that BRL Jared is up to 8th from 16th on the grid. So he has covered 8 spots, and he is looking very quick tonight. So
and Alan Hugo has gained 7 when we look at that too. He's up to 11th place already here on lap 7. So both of our ones to watch. Putting a good show on here early in the race.
Oh, and actually, Alan Hugo is going too wide with Deer Hunter through the beginning. He let Deer Hunter go there, but he's looking racy tonight. He really is. And
gotta give Deer Hunter some credit, by the way. He's not been in the points very much this season at all. For him to be in 10th right now, that's very good for him. Maybe just a strong track for him, other than the others. But either way, it looks like he's going to have a lot of go with here with Alan Hugo right off his gearbox.
What happened with Hooplicious?
I'm not too sure. I'm not sure. Something definitely happened. I think it might have been.
I mean, the two alphas.
The Boss Cookie incident. He might have been included in that. Not too sure.
I mean, the two alphas are down in 14th and 15th. So I mean, they qualified pretty high up. Like I said. Oh, and actually, Alan Hugo goes on a move. Deer Hunter, very good move. And,
but Deer Hunter's going to come back, though, side by side, approaching the kink before the Mercedes corner. They're still side by side through there, and this leaves the inside now for Deer Hunter. Hard on the brakes is the Red Bull, but it looks like Alan Hugo was able to power it around the outside there through that corner. Move. Excellent move there for Alan Hugo. And while we were looking at that, BRL Jared was able to promote himself up into 7th past Scar Tricks. And as we mentioned, Scar Tricks, got to give him some credit, still very early into his career in the top split here of BRL, and he's already running in 8th place, and I believe only his 3rd Grand Prix, so well done from Scar Tricks.
Yeah, I mean, Scar Tricks is putting in a pretty good race right now. BRL Sparky is kind of
and as he picks up the 3-second time penalty on camera. That's unfortunate for Scar Tricks. We were mentioning him, so
that's a shame. VSR Dralix is within 4/10 on Warden and gaining. Overtake mode activated.
Yes, he
DRS also activated. He's going to move over to the right. Will he send it?
Here they come to the hairpin. Side by side into the hairpin. Inside for not Alan Hugo. That is VSR Dralix. Warden tries to cross it back, but does not get the power down the way he needs to, and that will be third place now for Warden. Let's see if Dralix can go up there and go get Ryan, who's 3.3 seconds ahead of the competition right now. He is flying, John.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw it in qualifying. Ryan, starting second, very quick driver, week in and week out. So. It should be interesting to see if Dralix can go get him, because Dralix is a quick driver, but I mean, not having the DRS support and having Warden and Chandler behind you, also ERS Ham Newton coming into the mix, it's going to be hard for him to catch up. And we don't know any of the status on the tires right now, or if it's going to rain.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think Warden might have used up his stuff here. He was pushing hard those early few laps.
And
it looks like the damage to his tires is showing, because Chandler is getting very close now to Warden, who passed him early. So let's see what happens here. Actually, Warden looks like he had a good couple corners there, and he might be able to set himself up for an overtake on Dralix. Runs a bit wide on the curve there, entering the Parabolica straight, but either way, he does have the DRS and slipstream on Dralix, but does not look like he will be close enough to make a move. As for Chandler, he did not have the best run onto that straightaway.
Danny,
he's lurking there in the background.
BRL Jared lunges it down the inside of BRL Sparky. BRL Jared is up in it now. This man on a mission. He started 18th or 16th, and he's up to 6th already, and he is coming fast.
Yes, he is. BRL Jared already up into 6th place, as you said it. Sparky, though, looking at him once again here, very close to his gearbox. But I would anticipate Jared to start pulling away here momentarily from that McLaren. But he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to catch up to Ham Newton, who is 4.4 seconds ahead. Once again, there's a lot of racing left to go here. 24 laps to go on the line, so we'll see what he can do. Chandler Seda into the pit lane. Yeah, he was definitely sliding around a good bit there, was Chandler, these last few laps. Maybe overheating his tires, pushing too hard, so he has pitted now for the hards, I would assume. And if he does put the hards on here, I think that kind of confirms that it isn't going to rain in this race. He probably would have put on another set of mediums. But yeah, here he is on the hards now, so it's expected to go dry the rest of the way now, since the drivers are putting on those dries that can get to the end from here. But really just got to look at Warden and Dralix right now. Once again, they are only 3/10 apart, and that just is not getting any bigger right there.
No, I mean, those two have been going at it for a while now. So, but yeah, as you mentioned, Chandler Seda did go in the pits and fit the hard compounded tires. Maybe this will help him. Maybe try and get an undercut on New Zealand Ryan, or or on Warden or Dralix, who were in front of him. So I'm interested to see where he cycles back around.
Yeah, Warden has had a scrappy couple of corners there. He lost 3/10 off of Dralix through the third sector alone. A lot of curb there on the inside for Warden as well, losing a good couple tenths more. Yeah, down to 8 now, coming out to the main straight. Not the best few corners there for Warden, but it looks like Dralix just has him beat on pace right now. Dralix is just looking very strong. If it weren't for that DRS, I believe he'd be driving away from Warden.
Yeah, and another thing is BRL Jared was looking real racy earlier. I don't know if he's used up his stuff, because BRL Sparky is keeping pretty close to him. So
that is very true. I'm impressed with Sparky for that.
Yeah, I mean, BRL Jared, very quick driver. So and now it looks like he's pulling on him a little bit. But yeah, these first cycle of pit stops are going to be pretty. It's going to shuffle the field up a little bit. So I'm excited.
Yeah. And we'll talk about BRL Sparky a little quickly here. The McLaren's got off to the very rough start, as we all know. He has been a very different driver these last few times out. He has a good few points to his name now, does Sparky. 12 points as we speak. And he's up there in 6th place right now, so if he runs the way he has lately, he's on for another good few points here now. 8 points in that 6th place position right now, so we'll see if he can do as this race continues. He does have Scartrix closing in on him, though, so let's see what the racing point of Scartrix can do when it comes to Sparky. But other than that, looks like Warden really has started to fall off from Dralix here, who's brought it up to
BRL Sparky
down to 9/10 actually across the line.
BRL Sparky
and Sparky, yes.
Yeah. So
yes, he is. So
he will fit the hard.
Looks like some drivers are going for an early pit stop here as an undercut, and a lot of the others staying out there to prioritize the overcut. So
and Chandler Seda
here. I'm very interested, John.
And Chandler Seda goes fastest on those new hard compounded tires at 1:14.6. So he is really pushing that car, and he's catching Deer Hunter and Mean Fern, who are paddling. So he might be held
as
up
true as that may be, I think that might be a bad thing here because those leaders up at the front, they're all in the clean air right now. Chandler's going to be really held up here from Deer Hunter.
And actually, Mean Fern looks like he might make a
sectors.
move on Deer Hunter, and Race Control beat on with a 3-second time penalty. Oh, man.
Yep, this is really slowing down Chandler. As I said it, Mean Fern really has to back up a corner there on his older tires. Chandler closed in way too much there, almost hit him. But either way, Chandler is going to have a lot of work to do to get around these two without losing too much time. Looks to the inside, but Mean Fern covers that off very quickly there. Chandler losing even more time through here, stuck in the dirty air of these drivers ahead. This is very similar to Vettel overcutting Hamilton in the 2017 Australian Grand Prix. So let's see if these leaders really get a huge advantage here, but Chandler getting stuck behind these two lap cars.
Warden is
essentially lap
in the
cars,
pits.
I mean.
Warden is pitting for the hard compound of tires right
Oh,
now.
it looks like he has a time penalty.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Warden's being held. He had a foul for 5 seconds there in the pit lane. Not too sure what happened to him. Very unfortunate. He's going to lose a ton of time there. Now coming out onto the track down in 10th place, way behind Chandler, who he's ahead of on track. So that's very unfortunate for Warden. But either way, we got to look back at Chandler. Looks like he was able to get around Mean Fern, and I believe that's because he pitted, and now he is in the DRS and slipstream of Deer Hunter. Looking to the right, and this will be an easy pass. Side by side down the parabolic, straight approaching the hairpin. Looks like Chandler will have him cleared before they even get to the braking zone. So well done from Chandler there to negotiate that traffic. But was it good enough to beat out his teammate Ham Newton, who was behind him on track before that pit stop? I would anticipate Ham to pit this time by. If he wants to maximize the benefit from Chandler getting held up, he's got to pit right now, John. Looks like we may have lost co-commentator's audio here. Not too sure what's going on right there. And yes, here comes Ham Newton into the pit lane. That's exactly what he should have done. Braking hard now to not speed into the pits right there. Very good entry there for Ham Newton. Let's see where he comes out now in comparison to his teammate Chandler Seda. I'm very intrigued here, John.
I'm sorry, I was having a little bit of technical difficulties. I did not hear what you said, but I'm going to walk right by. New Zealand Ryan takes over the lead now. He's got
like Chandler was able to get a good enough lap time in there after getting held up by that lap traffic. The overgate does not work there for Ham Newton. Very unfortunate for him.
Oh, and
it looks like it didn't even work out for Dralix. He comes out right in front of Dralix. Here comes Dralix now with the DRS open on Chandler Seda. Going to look to the right side by side down the parabolic straight. Didn't expect these guys to be battling already, but yes, they are. Pushing the hairpin on the inside goes VSR Dralix, and he will have that position taken over before they even get there. So well done by Dralix to be aware there of Chandler going out on the track very abruptly there out of the pit lane. I don't know if he anticipated to be in a battle that quickly, but he was.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching it, and Chandler got real loose coming out of the first corner, so it allowed VSR Dralix to get up very quickly to his rear. But the Renault of New Zealand Ryan, your race leader, is coming into the pits to put on those hard compounded tires right now. Jared will
enough,
cycle
his teammate is staying out, Yeah, Jared is staying out another lap here, maybe hoping for a safety car of some sort, because if that were to happen, that would really benefit him right here. But
and Alan Hugo
sure
comes right out in front of New Zealand Ryan, and he might do his teammate DSR Dralix a solid here, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. It just depends on if Ryan is able to get around him right here. And it looks like he will. Yeah, Ryan is going to pass it very quickly here. Alan Hugo, that's got to be very disheartening, not going to lie, to be already a full pit stop behind the leader. He did start from the back, but the progress he made, you would imagine, would have gotten him closer to the front, but looks like it wasn't really enough to be in contention here. So it looks like he's just going to have to settle for a points finish at best here tonight. But once again, a long way to go. We could see some more safety cars and a lot more craziness, so we'll see what happens as it continues.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen at this track. We all know. So, Danny, how was your day today, by chance? Because a lot of these drivers have been spread out right now. But how was your day? Was it good?
Well, it was a pretty solid day. I mean, not too much happening, thanks to the quarantine, as we are all aware of here in the country at the moment, and globally, I should say.
And we
very
wish
unfortunate circumstances, but good thing for the Breakout Racing League, or else I'd literally have nothing to do this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, me too as well, Danny. I love doing this, and we wish everyone, on behalf of BRL, We wish everybody good health. Hope you guys are staying safe. So during this horrible time right now, hopefully it ends soon. But yeah, back to the racing. I mean, BRL Jared is staying out there, 16 laps on these medium compounded tires. His teammate, New Zealand Ryan, is catching him, and Mean Fern gets a penalty of 3 seconds.
Yeah, John, if you can look at the race director for me real quick, can you update us on the penalty situation?
Yeah, so your leader, BRL Jared, has 3 warnings and no penalty. New Zealand Ryan does not have any penalties or warnings. Alan Hugo does have a penalty. VSR Dralix does not have any penalties. Chandler has none. ERS Ham Newton has 1 warning. Sparky has 2 warnings. Warden in 8th place. Man, he really lost a lot of time with serving that penalty in the pits. I don't know what happened to him, but he has 2 warnings. And Scartrix in the Racing Point has 3 penalties.
Okay, well, BRL Jared is now in the pits there. He did a massive stint there on those mediums. He did about half the race, actually exactly half the race on those yellow wall tires. So here he is now on the white wall hard to see where he could finish now. He's going to reemerge in 7th ahead of Warden. That's how much that penalty really has hurt Warden. He's behind a guy who started in 16th place. So Warden's got some work to do if he wants to get back up near the front. But yeah, very impressive for a lot of these front runners, the fact that they don't have a penalty already in this race. I mean, just specifically for how difficult it is to not run wide out of a lot of these corners. That is why these are some of the best league racers in the Formula 1 community.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the best league in America. I mean, BRL.
Oh, for sure.
You think, okay. You think best league in America. You think PPR? Nope. You think UFR? Nope. You think BRL?
I don't think anyone thinks UFR.
No, I can't be saying that. UFR tomorrow, Sundays, 12 o'clock, HX3. I am in that race. Throw a little UFR out there. But yeah, I mean, New Zealand Ryan looks like he is. And Alan Hugo finally goes in the pits. New Zealand Ryan is extending that gap to VSR Dralix. That gap, first to second place, is now 3 seconds.
Hey, do you want to know who's running in 5th place on pace right now?
EGC Sparky. No, BRL Sparky. I'm sorry.
Sparky is in 5th place right now. Legitimate. Oh, there it is. Jared picks up his first penalty on the race right there for multiple warnings. Definitely for a track extension out of turn 1. And I believe that is because he's being put under pressure now from the Ferrari of Warden here, who's getting
Chandler
very close indeed. He's got the DRS and the slipstream on that Renault up ahead. But yeah, looks like he did crack under the pressure, did Jared, and this is all helping out Sparky. If these guys could battle and hold themselves up, that really lets Sparky scoot away a little bit here.
Yeah, Danny, I was just going to share about Chandler Seda is still all over the back of VSR Dralix, even though VSR Dralix has the fresher tires.
Okay. Well, that is interesting, but something we also got to look at is Scartrix right here. He is not falling away from Jared and Warden. In fact, I believe he's starting to close in on them a little bit due to the fact that they're holding each other up a good
Danny,
little bit here. So it's, yeah.
Scartrix is doing a very good job, but he does have 3 penalties on his name. So.
Oh, he does. Well, why'd you got to do that to me again? You did it last week. You do it again here tonight.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to
as we
report
were
the
bantering a
information.
little bit right there, VSR Dralix goes purple there, the fastest lap of the race, and I see why now. He's got to put way under pressure now from Chandler Seda, who's only 6/10 behind. Chandler not the best first stint here on the night, but it looks like he is coming back here in the second. He did that undercut though, so you might expect these tires on his Williams to wear off quicker than the others once we run down the last few laps here, John.
Yeah, I mean, he pitted really early, and I think BRL Jared will cycle through and come through this field a little bit more. BRL Jared could be on for a podium maybe.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, Jared, once again, he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get up there, but at the rate he's going, actually, he did just get passed by Warden, I believe. Yes, he did. Warden has promoted himself past Jared up into 6th. So we'll see what Warden can do now, if he can get around Sparky quick enough. He does have 6 seconds, though, to the driver ahead and then 4 to the next guy. So I think it's just a bit of a recovery drive from Warden now due to the fact that he picked up that penalty, which is very unfortunate once again. But Jared right behind him once again on another incredible race here. So we'll see what these two can do as they work their way through the top of the midfield here as the last laps round out. And here is Warden now, the fastest lap, 1:14.0. Probably got some DRS there on Jared when he made the overtake, and that allowed him to set that lap time. But he has a good crack at it again here this lap because he is definitely going to be in the DRS range of Sparky.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of these drivers are
B
kind of
dunk,
spread
there's a
apart.
3-second time penalty. Oh, and as we're saying that, there they are, side by side. Warden getting around Sparky there, going into the hairpin, and he has him covered off. Sorry, that kind of timed itself out for you to just get chopped off right there. But your buddy B-Dunk picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is unfortunate there.
My buddy
This
B-Dunk
has just
is
not been
really
the race
having
for him. He kind of got
Yeah.
caught up in that incident, wrong place at the wrong time incident. And as we see BRL Jared now making a move on Sparky. So Sparky goes from 5th to 7th in one lap. Going to be a little disheartening for him, but in the end of the day, the better drivers are getting around him. So what were you trying to tell me there?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, my buddy B-Dunk, very quick driver. He is not having the what's it called? The greatest race here in Germany. Hopefully he can bounce back next week at Hungary. But this Chandler Seda is still staying with VSR Hydraulics. I've been watching this a little bit. He might be able to get him with some DRS. He does activate overtake mode in the ERS and applies DRS right now. He looks like he's gaining, but it's going to be way too far back to make any move unless he sends one down in the corner. But New Zealand Ryan
be a bit
has
egregious.
yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's a move that I would make. But New Zealand Ryan has extended his lead a little bit by 5/10 on VSR Hydraulics. So it doesn't really look like anyone's going to catch New Zealand Ryan. So.
Yeah, well, New Zealand Ryan, though, he just has to keep his head down and keep churning those lap times out, because if there's anything that I learned from AOR America, I was a good 3 seconds ahead of ERS Ham Newton, I believe, with 5 to go. And then when I crossed to take the white flag, Jeff told me that the driver behind was in the DRS range because I kind of just tuned it down a little bit to slow down while I had that huge lead. So Ryan's just got to keep pushing here. He does not want to accidentally slow himself down by being too careful and let those guys get close to him. So let's see if he can manage this lead wisely. Looks like he will be able to do that, as he has done it many times already this season. But yeah, Ryan needs a good win here tonight. I believe it's been a good few weeks since he has won. And the drivers behind him are starting to get very close to his championship lead. So we'll see if he can close this one out.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. There's, I mean, ERS Ham Newton is in a league of his own right now. He's got nobody in front of him and nobody behind him. Real boring race. Chandler is still
this
back.
has happened to him a lot this season.
I know. I don't know. It's and actually BRL Jared is looking real racy around Warden. Move. Oh, can't make a move. I thought he was going to move to the inside there, but he didn't. Let's see if he can get better traction. Nope, can't.
I thought you were looking at Alan Hugo there, who moved himself up into 8th place around the racing point of Scartrix. There he is up in 8th place. There's my one to watch. He's improved 10 positions from the start of this race. So once again, a very good race for him here tonight, as well as Jared. They have both gained 10 spots, so equal on their journey through the field. So we'll see who can win that battle as it continues for sure. Sparky not too far ahead of Alan, but hey, anything is possible here.
Yeah, anything is possible. Wise words of Kevin Garnett. Anything is possible.
All right, well, Sparky, by the way, too far back off Jared here. Sparky, every time Sparky gets past, he doesn't really fade away. He kind of just holds.
No, he just stays there.
Position there.
He just stays there. You know,
yeah.
he's like Kevin Harvick. He's the closer. You know, he's just he's always there at the right time. You know, NASCAR.
I thought you were going to say he's like glitter. When you accidentally spill glitter on the floor, you clean that stuff up, and it just doesn't seem to go away. There's always still some glitter there on the floor.
Actually, funny story, Danny, real quick. So my mom, I was traveling somewhere, and my mother put something in my suitcase to deliver to someone.
Yeah.
So I open up my suitcase, and she's got a glitter bag in there, and all my clothes are filled with glitter. I had to vacuum every single one of my clothes in my suitcase out. It was the worst thing ever. But yeah, glitter is not good.
Man. Hey, I've got another one for Sparky. Bernie Sanders. He won't go away.
Oh, God, no,
all right,
no,
well,
all jokes
aside, this is a very strong showing for Spark. 7th place. Oh, all right, that was a bit of lag there on my screen. Yeah,
I got one.
I got a
for
huge
DRS
lag
Ham
spike there.
Newton.
Jared went way off in the grass there. That is a glitch, folks. Don't worry about that one. But what were you trying to tell us there?
I was just going to try and tell you Ham Newton's all alone taking a nap. He's just like Sleepy Joe, but we're going to walk right by that one.
Other than that, Chandler Sato once again is holding that 4/10 gap behind Dralix. It has not closed and it has not gotten any larger here between the two of them. That'll be a battle worth watching here as these final laps tick on. It is 10 to go as we speak. Will be 9 to go this time around.
BRL Jared is gaining on Warden with the DRS. He's still in 0 ERS, so I think he's saving to make a push here in the coming laps. But Warden is defending very well right now. As we look up more into the field, not too much happening in the front besides New Zealand Ryan just controlling the race. Reminds me of some Sebastian Vettel Red Bull races, where you just get out in the lead and drive away. But yeah, very good race so far.
We were speaking early about that almost that plate race effect, where when you have that slipstream and DRS, you can kind of just chug along here. That is really working against Allen here because he has not been able to close in on Sparky at all, and that is mainly due to the fact that Sparky has been in that train of 5th through 7th. So
and actually,
let's see
Danny,
if
a battle
can start to close that in, but we got to see if he can get through that.
Danny, a battle is brewing back in 10th for the final points-paying position between Mean Fern and Deer Hunter. Deer Hunter has driven a clean, good race, and he finds himself in 10th, but Mean Fern is looking like he's on the attack. And they're actually behind them is B-Dunk, Maybe B-Dunk can get a point here. I know he does have a few penalties under his name, but if he starts dicing it up with these guys, I mean, he's on 8-lap older tires than Mean Fern, but
oh yeah, dude, it was all due to that crash. I was going to say B-Dunk has been on those hards for a long time, and it looks like he's going to try and stretch them to the finish here. For sure. And Chandler will not go away on VSR Dralix. He just won't go away. Sure. But Deer Hunter, by the way, only has 9 points so far this season, so if he can get that 10th place finish here tonight, he could break into the double digits here and make it 10 points. So let's see if he can hold on to this, but he does have a push coming here from the cars behind. It's just a matter of if he can manage it. As for Chandler Sato, once again, it's about that 5/10, 4/10 range there. He's just not able to get any closer or further back. He does have a good shot here now onto the straightaway, but Drellis is able to get the power down a little bit better. Even though he does have that slipstream and DRS, it looks like Chandler once again will not get close enough to that Mercedes to make a move. And gotta give Drellis some credit here. It is very tough to drive with those DRS and slipstream users behind you, and he has done that very well. As we see BRL Jared and Warden getting back at it right here. Looks like Jared was able to pass Warden there as we were focusing on the battle for second place. Good pass there for Jared, and it looks like, Sparky almost taking a look up the inside of Warden.
Warden got
getting up there tonight is Sparky. Got to give him that.
Warden got so deep into that corner, he almost ran straight in the back of BRL Jared. He was very lucky there that he caught those brakes at the right time, but yeah, I mean, these drivers are and we got a sector 1 and Andre Muri is out.
Looks like there was a crash there. Not too sure what happened. Maybe
the virtual safety car is out.
And yes, there is a virtual safety. Is anyone going to pit now is the question.
Is anyone going to pit?
New Zealand Ryan has passed the pit lane. Dralix has passed the pit lane. Chandler has passed the pit lane. Ham Newton opts not to go in. Let's see about Jared or anyone. Not going to lie. I would maybe consider it if I were some of these drivers.
No.
Yeah, it looks like no one is going to take this opportunity right here. Maybe B-Dunk, actually.
I'm kind of maybe B-Dunk, but I'm surprised at that nobody went in. Actually,
we are back to green flag racing. Yeah, it wasn't long enough of a pause there for any of these guys further back to make a pit stop here. But I think they're just deciding that, look, there's 7 laps to go in this race. There's not a lot of time to come back here.
And it looks like
fresh rubber maybe isn't that worth it. So
New Zealand Ryan actually extended his lead out to almost 6 seconds during that virtual safety car. I guess Dralix was
so he managed that very well.
Yeah, for sure.
And that must infuriate Chandler here because Chandler, once again, I'm not too sure he's convinced that if he gets around Dralix, he's not able to go and get Ryan because we just know how fast and confident he has been lately.
Yeah, I mean, Chandler Sato, he's a great driver, He can do do wonders out in the racetrack.
Well, we'll see if he can get around Dralix here. That will be very impressive if he is able to, because Dralix has really proved to be a good Ryan Newman here tonight. It's very tough to pass. And we do see a battle now between Deer Hunter and B-Dunk down there. Looks like
I don't think
position. And it looks like there is now
anyone's
side-by-side
flipped
action between B-Dunk and Mean Fern, but Mean Fern has to back out of it there going to the third sector. Very tough corner to go side-by-side, and he thinks wisely of it.
Yeah, you made that Ryan Newman reference. I said I don't think anyone's flipped in this race, but Warden is all over the back of BRL Jared with overtake mode activated. DRS open. Let's see if Warden can make a move. He's looking to the inside. He's not really catching it.
It looks like he is going to look to the right here. Hard on the brakes goes Warden,
off.
but he folds back into the racing line behind Jared there. So it looks like he wasn't able to get close enough to get alongside. Once again, Sparky holding in tow directly behind him. And Hugo really got a benefit there from that virtual safety car. I think he managed the time a little bit better than these guys as well, because he's now all of a sudden only 1.4 seconds behind Sparky. If he catches up to these guys, for all we know, he can get around all of them.
Yeah, for sure. That's all I have to say on that.
He is coming into the third
and
sector. Castle picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Okay.
Once again, the penalties are really going to pick up here in the last 5 laps. Very easy now, because a lot of drivers have some warnings already, and it only takes that third to get you that 3-second time penalty. So we'll see if many more come here in the dying few laps. Once again, your DNFers so far this race are Andre Miri, Boss Cookie, and Max Stalo. We hope they get their races back together next week and have a strong showing, especially that guy in 17th place, but we'll gloss over that.
Yeah.
Back into the battle for 5th place. Warden gets a monster run onto the parabolic straight on BRL Jarrett. Looking to the right with that DRS open, side by side for 5th as they go down the parabolic straight. Into the hairpin they go. Hard on the brakes goes Warden, and he sets himself into 5th place well before they even got to the apex there. So very strong on the brakes goes Jared. Very vulnerable was Jared as well. And here he is coming, is Hugo. He's getting very close to Sparky now, and Sparky did seem to lose a good bit of time there on Jared.
Danny, there's a battle for 10th. B-Dunk is going to try and send it. No, he does not. He backs out at last minute.
Oh, actually, he's going to try and cross Deer Hunter, and there's a bit of contact there. Mean Fern crossing now on B-Dunk. Doesn't even cross him. He just opts to go to the outside because it turns into the inside at the Mercedes corner, but he did not get the run to stay side by side through there. Looks anyway, but B-Dunk has that covered off. Good scrap right here. No races really for the lead, but it looks like there's a good few 3-car battles for position in the midfield.
Yeah, all night, Danny, all night. BRL Jared does look like he is gaining on Warden with this DRS right now. Let's see what kind of run he gets out of turn 1.
These guys are just not ever going to finish it with each other. There's flip-flopping position, back and forth, the more they go on.
He does get a good run.
It's a good run for BRL Jared. He has that DRS open in the slipstream now on Warden, but it looks like Warden had a lot of ERS to use there. He is not losing any time down the straightaway. That was very interesting. He doesn't lose a lot of time at all as B-Dunk picks up a 3-second time penalty, much to John's upset tone right there. But other than that, we got to look at Hugo now. He is closing once again on these drivers up ahead. Sparky has lost a bit of time here on the drivers up front. But if Warden and Jared get any side-by-side action here very shortly, that will allow Sparky to close right back in. But Hugo, once again, 1.2 seconds now on Sparky. He's got 3 laps to go when they hit the line. John, do you think he can catch them, or do you think it's a bit too late?
No, I think he can catch them if those guys keep battling like the way they are. I mean, he's gaining maybe a 10th or maybe 2/10 a lap on these guys. So I'm kind of hoping that he catches them because I want to see a battle.
For sure. Got to look once again at 3rd place. Looks like Chandler is now 7/10 behind Alex, so losing his tire life once again. Chandler had that massive under. Oh, as Warden picks up a 3-second time penalty, not good at all for him. But Chandler Seda, once again, he had that massive undercut early in the race, so it looks like that's maybe starting to show here because he was 7/10 behind Dralix as they got onto the Parabolica straight. It is only 5/10 now due to the DRS. Dralix, once again, now 6.7 seconds behind Ryan. Ryan is just checking out even further. He has taken off from the moment they got through turn 1 on the first lap here. So Ryan is just on another level here tonight. As Hupalic is the fastest lap of the race. How about that?
How about that? No, very good. Race.
He put on another set of tires, and that point doesn't even apply right now because he is out of the points positions right here. So That's all for naught. As we actually see some side-by-side action there between Deer Hunter and B-Dunk, we ride on board Mean Fern as we watch this battle. B-Dunk did not get the best exit out of the hairpin though, and allows Deer Hunter to hold on to 10th place. Deer Hunter is holding on to that point with his life as they are coming up to 2 laps to go here in the German Grand Prix. Deer Hunter very defensive on B-Dunk here. B-Dunk is all up his gearbox, but Deer Hunter is not getting phased by it, at least for now.
Yeah, I'm watching Alan Hugo, and he is catching BRL Sparky.
As Alan Hugo picks up 3 second lap penalty as he said.
Oh. And BRL Jared is all over the back of Warden right now. He's going to open up overtake mode. DRS activated now, gaining on Warden, looking a little bit to the right now. Can he sail by him in that slipstream?
Warden is running very low downforce though, once again. Yeah, he backs out of it and goes to the racing line there. Warden, we've seen it 2 laps in a row now. He is not losing much time at all down that straightaway, even though Jared has the slipstream and DRS. I think Warden really likes to run a low downforce setup at these kind of tracks here.
It almost looked like BRL Jared is not staying tucked in that slipstream all the way on Warden, so it might be BRL Jared just saving his stuff for this final lap. You know, he does look very, very quick and has been on his gearbox for many, many laps. And
and as you say, it is the final lap. White flag is in the air for New Zealand Ryan. 1 to go for his victory here. If he could just hold on to it for one more time. We see Dralix here. Looks like he is going to be able to hold on to second if he just does what he has done the last several laps. We'll take a look at his run out onto the Parabolica straight right here. All he needs is a good shot, and it looks like he will get it. Chin will not be close enough to make a dive there in the hairpin. We'll take a look on that in another few corners here. Looks like Warden and Jared are still going at it, though. Sparky has fallen off, so Hugo might be able to get Sparky here onto the Parabolica straight. Looks like it's a good shot out for Warden there, but Jared got an even better one. And the slipstream is Jared with the DRS wide open. Final time down the Parabolica straight, looks to the left, side by side for 5th. Very last minute move there for Jared. Warden is going to take another dive back at him here into the hairpin, backs out of it, goes to the right. We got a move there from Alan Hugo looking around the outside of Sparky. Sparky says no, shoves him off the racetrack. They make contact again out of the corner on exit. Still side by side as they approach the Mercedes corner, and it looks like Alan Hugo will have that position done and dust past the McLaren of BRL Sparky. Good defense for Sparky, but maybe not in the eyes of Hugo there. But either way, we got to look back at Warden here. What happened to Sparky? No! Sparky just crashed. I think he held on to it, though. He is going to finish 8th. I got very nervous there for Sparky. Either way, across the line, New Zealand Ryan is your winner here tonight. Dralix finishes 2nd. Chandler Santa 3rd. 4th is going to be ERS Sam Newton, who had a very boring race once again. And it looks like Jared will best out Warden here to finish in 5th place. That was a hell of a battle between those two the entire race almost. Alan Hugo's promoted up into 6th due to Warden's penalties. And Sparky goes up to 6th.
What a guy.
Holy crap.
Oh, wait, no, we have a battle for 10th. We have a battle for 10th this last position.
Yes, we do. The last points position. Here they are approaching the final corner. Mean Fern is going to do all he can, but it is not enough. And Deer Hunter will finish in 10th place, assuming he doesn't have penalties. Across the line he comes. Deer Hunter on track is 10th, and he will finish 10th. Excellent race there for Deer Hunter to get that last points position here. He's been solid all night long.
Yeah, and here come the 2 alphas of Hooplicious and B-Dunk. They've had some horrible races. Hopefully they can bounce back next week and B-Dunk.
Oh, and B-Dunk on the last lap. Just having some fun there, obviously. You wish it would count, but it will not due to the fact that he finished in 13th place. But, man, what a battle for 5th place. Jared was able to get it in the end. And Sparky, what a story that is for him to finish 6th, but he almost threw it away on that last lap there.
Yeah, maybe if his McLaren teammate would actually do something, they'd be a lot better. But, yeah, very, very good race out of those top 3 podiums in the we have, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was very good. Very, very good.
Not sure what you're trying to say there, but there are your podium finishers. New Zealand Ryan is your winner here tonight. 2nd place, VSR Dralix. 3rd place is Chandler Seda. A lot of drivers you expect to see at the top. We usually see them up top here every weekend, but looks like Jared, if he had a bit of a better qualifying session, we could see his name up top in the top 3 here this weekend once again, as we have in the past. But once again, he's got work to do next time out. I believe next race, where do we go? We go to Hungary next time.
We go to Hungary.
So that'll be interesting. Very different racetrack as to what we've seen the last few weeks.
And those top 3 did not get any penalties.
So we'll see what they could do here. But there it is. That is your final finishing order here. A lot of penalties out of the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, the top 3 did not get any penalties, so congratulations to them on a very clean race. Yeah, top 4. So your grid reads off as New Zealand Ryan winning the race. VSR Dralix coming in second. Very good podium out of him. Chandler Seda in third. ERS Ham Newton in fourth. BRL Jared started 16th on the grid, came home in fifth. Very good race. BRL Sparky, very good surprise, up into sixth. Alan Hugo from 18th on the grid finishes seventh. Warden in eighth. Scartrix in ninth. Deer Hunter, a very, very good, clean race in 10th. Mean Fern in 11th. Hooplicious and B-Dunk 12th and 13th. Those two teammates, they had a poor race, but hopefully they can bounce back next week. Taylor Clan of the Ferrari finishes 14th. Caspada V12 in the Toro Rosso finishes 16th. And then the 3 DNFs in Andre Miri, Boss Cookie, and Mex Stay Low.
All right, well, thank you, John, for that. And it looks like it is now time for our podium interviews. So very shortly, we will get New Zealand Ryan and the other two in the party, and we will talk to them about their race here tonight. Maybe not the race I expected. I thought it was going to be a bit more drama, as there was last week, but was a good overall race in the end. Not too much craziness, but a good enough amount of battling for it to be very enjoyable, John.
Yeah, I mean that was enjoyable. You know, I mean I'll go back and rewatch that. I thought I was expecting a little bit more excitement, but we got a really good show today with these drivers. Some of them like just pulling away, some of them on pace, but we did get to see some very good overtakes. So very pleased.
For sure. We're sending those invites out right now. New Zealand Ryan is in the party. We have Dralix, and we just got to get Chandler Seda, and that will be the 3. All right, well, we have New Zealand Ryan right here. Just make sure you got that box checked for me, man, and we'll get this thing started.
Yep.
All right, well, Ryan, it's been a good few races now, but you are back up top of the podium. It is a victory here tonight here at Hockenheim. How's it feel to be back on top again?
Yeah, pretty good. After a tasty desync turn one last week, I didn't really have a chance of that. But
For sure, yeah.
get a win after 6 races or whatever it was. It's quite nice.
So it looked like once you had taken that lead on the first lap, there was just no looking back. Was there ever any doubt in your pace, or did you think you had that thing settled once you got around Chandler?
I wasn't expecting to break out of the DRS like that, but I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. The last sector especially, I seemed to pull a lot of time, so that was good.
All right, and last question for you. Not too much craziness here tonight, so a very clean race. So we'll just be able to talk about next weekend now. Next race, I believe, is in Hungary for the Hungaroring. That is a track that a lot of drivers call Monaco without the walls, and I know you weren't the biggest fan of Monaco earlier in the season, so how do you feel about Hungary coming in?
Well, I'm actually competitive at Hungary, so
Mm-hmm.
I still don't
Aren't you
like the
competitive
track,
at every track?
No, not necessarily. Just look at France, for example.
Vietnam. Vietnam, he's not competitive.
Good stuff, man. Well, once again, congratulations on your victory here tonight. You're going to be able to extend your championship lead going into next week. Good race here tonight. Congratulations, and thank you for your time.
Cheers.
All right, well, your second place finisher here tonight was VSR Dralix. And Dralix, we all know what happened last week out. Not too sure if those points were handed back to you, but it looks like you will be able to be interviewed here on the podium tonight. So how's it feel to actually be in here?
Feels good. It wasn't a win this time, so I mean, all good.
Yeah, for sure. Well, looked like you were really doing a good job at managing that gap to Chandler behind. How were you able to pull that off? I know it's very difficult to break out from that slipstream and DRS on these low downforce tracks.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I had kind of good. I feel like I had good pace today, so I felt comfortable with the car and I could push every lap without really sweating him much. So it was just managing the ERS, and I kind of knew Chandler had no pace because he didn't really battle us. He didn't really battle me and Warden at the start, and Ryan pulled out of the ERS within like 2-3 laps. So I knew, and I knew that he wasn't gonna dive bomb me like an idiot. So yeah, I didn't really feel under pressure, and it was just I was kind of driving as if he wasn't there, to be honest.
For sure. One thing we should mention before we even get to next weekend's race, you managed, as well as Chandler and Ryan, in fact, to have no penalties here tonight at a track that I consider one of the easiest to get a penalty, especially down in turn number 1. How'd you manage to keep it clean all night long?
I mean, no penalties is like the one thing I'm kind of proud on. I usually don't get penalties, and this track for me is like an added bonus. I don't know how to explain it, but like for some reason I just don't get penalties here. One time in ILR, I remember in ILR Tier 1 I went from P12, 13 to P6 because I didn't get a penalty. So I don't know how to explain it. It's just I love this track, so I drive it a lot, I guess.
All right, well, awesome. Well, tracks that people love are different from tracks a lot of people don't love. And speaking of Hungary next week, what are your opinions on that racetrack, and what can we expect out of your pace next weekend?
It should be blown up, but it should be.
I don't think the people of Budapest
not allowed
would
to
like
show
that too
bias
much.
here in the commentary booth, but I can't say I disagree too much.
I have nothing against people from Hungary. I have nothing against the country of Hungary. I just hate the track. Track is garbage.
The FBI is going to be all over your ass.
All right, well, we'll
I don't even think
remember that when we get into the coverage next week. Congratulations on your second place here tonight, and what do you have to say to end this thing out?
I said I don't think I've even driven Hungary, so I don't know what my pace is like.
All right, I got you, man. Well, congratulations again on second place here tonight. Good you got the podium for real this time. Really proud of that for you. So, thank you for your time, man.
No problem.
All right, and our third place finisher here tonight was, who are you going to guess other than our other front runners? Of course, it's Chandler Seda. Here he is in third place here tonight. He's been on the podium all season long. Maybe you wanted to be further up on the podium, seeing as you did start on pole, but how does it at least feel to be on that third step here tonight?
It's better than the fourth I was expecting after Warden got by me, that's for sure.
Yeah, totally. Did you know Warden had that stop and go penalty, or was that kind of a shock when you came back out on track that far ahead of him?
Yeah, people in the party telling me about just kind of mentioning it after the stops. Realized he was nowhere, and I wasn't gonna have to worry about him anymore. So that made getting more points anyhow a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about your start. It looked like you were sliding around a little bit in that first stint. Were you having trouble overheating the tires a little bit, or do you just think the other guys were just besting you?
No, it wasn't overheating. It was just I had no pace, had nothing, so I was just letting him go. Like you could see I'm just letting him go on the straights because I couldn't fight, and so I was just letting him go. Second stint, Drawlex gets by me. I don't attack him at all. I just let him bring me forward, and then he started fall back. So at that point, P1 was definitely out of the way. And I figured I'd sit behind him until the last lap, and at any point I could have overtook him if I won. And so I decided I'm gonna wait till the last lap because once you overtake at the hairpin, there's nowhere else they can really overtake. But then a lap car decides they're not gonna pull over. They actually got penalized, someone said, for not moving over under blue flags. So they completely ruined my chance to even have a chance at P2. So that sucked. But whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, your paces from both yourself and your peers has been doubted here tonight. If that's the case, were you surprised by the pole position you were able to set, or were you just not confident in your race pace?
It was just race pace. Quality pace, my best was an 11.0, so to even be 3 tenths off, that's pretty good. So quality pace was good, but race pace was nowhere.
All right, I gotcha. And based off of the sound effects I heard when I first asked New Zealand Ryan, we got to talk about Hungary. Got an idea what your opinion is on that racetrack. What can we expect out of you next time out?
Oh, well, I'm going to have to do some practice. The last time I did a lap there was probably 5 months ago. And even then, that league race, I did it with the racing line because I was that bad at it. So I'm not going to be a little kid about it and use my arm. I'm just going to have to put a bunch of laps into it to try and get decent at it. But I'm going to agree with Drawlex on that track should be blown up.
All right, I got you. Well, congratulations on your third place finish here tonight. It's a lot of podiums this season for sure. Another one here tonight. Good to see it, and glad you did well again here, especially after last week where you had that contact in the last few laps. So, thank you for your time, man.
Yep.
All right, well, it is now time for us to round out this coverage here. John, do you have any final thoughts here for the viewers back at home?
I'm just ready to go watch Hungary next week. I mean, it's always an exciting race here in BRL, and yeah, I enjoyed tonight's race. You know, very clean. Sucks for a couple people who DNF'd, but congratulations to our top three, like you said earlier. Very good, clean race out of them. So yeah, I look forward to Hungary, and hopefully we have a good race next week.
All right, well, before I round this thing out, it was during the last week after last time out at Silverstone and tonight at Hockenheim that the country made a bit of a scary projection here as for the death total that is expected for the coronavirus. So anyone watching back at home, please practice the social distancing that has been recommended by the CDC, and make sure you're washing your hands and all that good stuff. Once again, Roman Grosjean and Lewis Hamilton have very in-depth analysis and instructional step-by-step videos on how to wash your hands correctly. So to check out that if you want, but once again, please take this thing seriously. And yeah, I think that's all I have to add before we round this thing out. So thank you once again for tuning in to round 11 here from Hockenheim. This has been the German Grand Prix in Season 4 of the Breakout Racing League. I'm Daniel Stevens alongside Jonathan Webster. We hope to see you next time out in Hungary at the Hungaroring. So thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Stay safe.